update on everything that you have going on.
I think it was Tony, right?
USADA. Maybe Tony, yeah. So I figured that 90 seconds wasn't enough. Maybe you wanted to cover everything.
Well, yeah, no, USADA looks like it's going to be the 2-year ban. Originally, they came to the house, and I gave them all the different supplements I had taken, and the different gyms I train at where there's supplements there that they kind of like, protein shakes for everybody. And they collected samples, and then, I heard like last month that if I wanted those samples tested, I would have to pay for it in the lab, and I was told, from one of the attorneys that involved, it's thousands of dollars to start doing that. Mm-hmm. And so basically I chose not to go ahead and try to invest in it just because as of right now with the 2-year suspension, I don't know when I'm fighting again. And that's probably why I've survived so long in Vegas. I don't gamble. So the idea of throwing money out there to possibly find out and reduce the sentence and not knowing exactly what's going on, how the process works, I opted not to go ahead and try to do that.
The reduced sentence, wouldn't that still kind of bother you in the sense that, you're adamant that you're innocent, and a reduced sentence still kind of implies
guilt.
We still think you did it.
Right.
Would that have bothered you, living that way?
Well, it does, and that's why, one thing that an individual came to me and explained to me was, if you just admit you took it, that's part of, why the sentence is the full sentence. If you sit there and go, you made a mistake and you did something, I'm all, yeah, but then it's a lie. I didn't do it. That's like going up to a guy going, hey, we have some evidence that possibly, there's a crime you could have committed. If you just plead guilty, we'll give you a reduced sentence. It's like, but if you say you're innocent, there's a potential of a full-blown sentence. It's like, do you take the chance? I'm like, well, I would. I don't want to be known as somebody that did something when I didn't do it. I sit there and look at it, I'm like, no, I'll go ahead and take my chances in court or, fight it out. I'm not, or, I'm going to maintain, what I believe in to be true, not to try to work out. And I know that maybe the sit there and go, well, your kids might suffer from it. I'm like, well, not necessarily. If I go and get released and go and do other routes, then, I can be fighting sooner than a reduced sentence would even have allowed me to fight to begin with.
I was going to ask you as well. Other athletes have also had tested for the same substance you have.
Yeah.
And also USADA, has also been giving other reduced sentences to MMA athletes. Have you explored an appeal process?
I started looking at it.
Yeah, can you talk
but
about
again, going back to the convenience of the situation, I have to retain a lawyer, and I was, starting out at, $3,000 to $18,000 to have someone, to represent me in that realm. And then I have to also dish out now, I have to pay for the supplements to be tested, and, that's in the thousands of dollars. So now to sit there and battle something out, I have, set amount of money, and I'm looking at it and going, well, the path of least resistance is if I can leave. This battle's going to be uphill, and there's no guarantees that I'm going to come out on top of it. If anything, my children might suffer for it because money that I can use towards them to feed them, I'm using to try to battle this thing out. And, anybody could tell you they go to litigation or go to court, the expenses can start to mount, and that could affect your livelihood. And especially with the handicap of right now, I'm not allowed to broadcast or fight. So the avenues I have to make revenue aren't there. So what money I do have, I need to be a little bit more cautious of what goes out. If it was just me and my wife, I would go ahead and do it. I have kids. I'm a little leery of putting them in danger.
So you're saying right now your preference is to end your tenure with the UFC and be released?
That's the way I see it.